Hello everyone, I am Priya Arora and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a different kind of a video because well, it is a bookish video, but the way I am grouping these books today is kind of different because it's not that I am grouping these books on the basis of a genre or maybe based on my likings or based on the number of pages and all that. It is based on something else entirely. Okay, so basically I am basically my profession is that I teach spoken English. I've been doing that for quite some time now, and so one of the things that we do in spoken English is, of course, I encourage my students to read. So one of my students is showing real good progress, but she's also leaving me in the sense because she has some exams to give. And I was like, I feel quite connected to her because the kind of discussions, because we do a lot of discussions in classes, so because of the kind of discussions that we do, and I was like, why not make a video for her in this video I tell some books which I want her to read. So I don't know how actually this introduction will go in the video, because I'm also planning maybe Smital can come for this video and she can say something about how these classes have helped her, and or maybe it might not happen, it might just come as a surprise to her. I just post this video like that. So let's just see. And so yeah, without any further ado, let's dive right into the video. Just a disclaimer, the books that I'm mentioning in this video are not entirely new. It's not that I have not spoken about these books on this channel already, but yeah, I think I have 5 books with me. I think 3 books I have spoken about them on this channel already, 2 might be new. So yeah, let's start the video now. Okay, so the first thing is that she is actually a postgraduate student. Smital is actually not a postgraduate student. She has done her post-graduation, and she's kind of at a time in her life where she's like looking forward to a nice career. She's also at a stage where she is confused about what she actually wants to pursue. And so the first book that I am and also she's kind of she's kind of having a confusion which a lot of students have. Usually, I mean, they are like they want to go for IAS and PhD and all these academic careers, like they want to do them, but at the same time they also want to do something of their own, especially these days. So there are a lot of avenues, there are a lot of creative careers out there which students can which they can practice. So this confusion is there with a lot of students. So Smital is also like going through one of those things. So one book that I can suggest to her, totally on the basis of how it's going to help with her English, and she's also not read any of the books. I mean, she's not at all a reader. So right now the books that I'm suggesting are actually which are like easy language, which can actually make her interested in reading. So the storylines should be good, which she can connect to, and at the same time which also help her with somewhere with the emotions or with the vocabulary, where she can find her own emotions in it and where she can also find some good vocabulary. So yeah, the first book that I'm going to suggest for Smital is Nikita Singh's Life Like a Love Song. So basically here also this girl Mahi is also a student. She's also working side by side, and she's also going through a bit of pain. She's actually going through breakup, which is like Mahi's story, but then Mahi in this book turns this pain of breakup, she turns it around by actually finding her calling, and she starts a startup of her own, and she actually goes on to become an entrepreneur. She actually finds a friend with whom she starts a startup, and they actually become partners. So that is the kind of story, and okay, it deals with breakup and all, which might not necessarily be the one that she has gone through, but I mean, it is one emotion that is universal, so we can definitely relate to it. If we haven't gone through a breakup, some of our friends might have gone through it. So this will definitely be a book that will be relatable for her. and at the same time it would also give her a kind of an idea ki what it feels like, you know, when we start something of our own. At the same time, Smithil, please, if you have academic ambitions, please go for it. I would never ask you to look, like, deter from it, but this book will give you a good idea, and the writing is nice, the writing is good. You would find I mean, you are writing, I mean, these days you are writing on the lot of prompts that I give you, so you would like the writing in this book, and it's nice. There are no like editing errors, and you know, sometimes you find these rubbish in this contemporary writers, but not like that. It's not a book which will give you like profound knowledge, but it's something that you would definitely relate to, and that's why this is the first book that I would like to suggest to you. Okay. The second book is something that I have suggested to another student of mine also, and this book is The Other Side of the Table by Madhumita Mukherjee. This book, for 3 different reasons, no, I mean, I haven't counted it, sorry, 3 or whatever. So first of all, it's an epistolary novel. So which means that there are just letters exchanged between the 2 individuals who are exchanging letters. So it's just I had told you about that there is a certain genre, you know, in which only letters are exchanged in the books. So this is one of those novels you would, I think, like to see how does it happen that the story progresses only on the basis of letters exchanged. So you would like it. The second thing is about this book is that the language, of course, is good. It's about medical students. You are a science student, but not exactly a medical student, but you did want to be a doctor. So I don't know how would you feel actually after reading this book. But one thing good about this book is that this book actually has a very good vocabulary. But having said that, the sentence structure is not difficult. So you know, it's not ki reading the sentence and interpreting it would be tough for you. Just the word might be new for you, which could be good for vocabulary addition, and the story is good too. So that's why I suggested this book to the other student that we have talked about. You know who I'm talking about. So so the good part about this book, and that's why I included this book in the video that I've done, books for beginner readers, and that is the good part about this book, that the sentence structure is easy, but the vocabulary that this book uses is actually very good. So you might actually give this book a read, one read, and then more than one read if you like the story. And because you know, it never works like that you actually look for vocabulary in a book, look for good words in a book. But if you like the story, some words automatically get added to, you know, your mind, and that's how actually the vocabulary addition works, and that's how we actually improve our English, or any language for that matter, when we start reading in that language. So that is why there is a second book. The blurb is basically 2 individuals. There is Uma, there is Abhi. Abhi is a practicing surgeon in London. Uma has just gotten into Calcutta Medical College, and they are 10 years apart, and they are exchanging letters, telling each other like everything. And Abhi is also kind of Uma's mentor. Uma is also kind of Abhi's confidant, and they're actually both each other's confidants. And yeah, it's a nice exchange of letters and, you know, ideas, and a nice friendship that occur between the two individuals. So I have a strong intuition that you'd like it. Third book, again an easy one. As I mentioned before, I'm including easy books in this video because you're just starting out reading, right? So there is only one kind of difficult book in this entire video. Otherwise the books are easy. Third is 21 Ways of Being Happy by author Shama Patel. I've done a full video about this book on my channel. You can check that out. It is about like how we can be happy. It is written by a psychologist. Shama Patel is a psychologist. She has treated many patients, and she has actually talked to a lot of people who do not feel happy in their lives, and she has actually turned their lives around. So this is the kind of a nice addition, because if I remember, the other day we were talking about mental health issues, and if I can talk about it, I have gone through mental health issues, you have gone through mental health issues, and you know, so if we can talk about openly, so I think it's a good book to see like how mental health looks like. It's about normal depression, the reason why we curb certain emotions. It's about normal depression. So you would like reading this book. It's a nice book, and there are some good tips and tricks how you can, you know, like remove certain barriers from your head and become more happy in life. So like a nice read from I mean, mental health is an issue we should be aware about. So this book could be a good one to start with, you can say, because it's an easy one. It's not a heavy one, like, you know, it doesn't tell you something about the hard disorders like bipolar disorder or OCD or something like that. It's like basic depression and the people and a lot of common issues that people go through, right? So you know, you never know that one of the issue mentioned in the books, it might resonate with you, that you actually find one of the issue that you have also faced in your life, you know, written in this book, and you would say ki, I didn't know that it was such a common issue, right? So it's a good book if you want to just start out reading about material on mental health, and that is why I suggest this book to you. Fourth is, well, you mentioned to me you are an atheist, but I don't know, I have had a lot of interaction with you during the time we have been together, and I don't actually see you as an atheist, honestly. Yes, you question, and that is a good thing, that you question whether the existence of God is real or not. So, but Baki, this book though is one which I would suggest to like practically any person. I mean, if I want to make almost every person on this planet to read this book, just this book or any book by Dr. Brian Weiss. Like I have talked about this author in my classes also, I think. So this book is like this book, or Many Lives, Many Masters, or Same Soul, Many Bodies, which is the best one, by the way, or Only Love is Real. So any book by this author. Right now this book was just in front of me, so I picked this one up. So yeah, definitely check this book out. It would like even if you say you are an atheist, I think it's good to be open to, you know, new ideas and perspectives, and you never know that in this book, you know, even I used to have questions ki yaar, matlab, is God real or not, right? But this book is actually not from Indian perspective, Indian mythology perspective, or Indian spiritual texts perspective at all. But still, this book does talk about the similar things that we Indians have been taught or we have heard, you know, in our mythological system and all that. So I would just say, please go through this book once, and even if you don't agree to it, I would love to hear what you have to say about it. So maybe just go through it, and then we can plan a chat even after the classes, and then we can, you know, discuss this book. So I would say, please go through this book, no matter whether you identify as an atheist or as a theist, doesn't matter, still go. And this is for everybody who's watching this video, by the way. I would still say go through this book, and it would give you a new perspective towards life, and it might also liberate you. Fifth book is the one which I said, you know, there is one book in this video which is on the tougher side, if you like, about the language and stuff. But again, you are an atheist, but I'm suggesting you a mythological fiction. But it's not. I mean, I'm not asking you to go read Gita or something if you are not interested in it. With due respect to these mythological books. Well, this book is The Palace of Illusion. The Palace of Illusion by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. It is Mahabharata told from the perspective of Draupadi, and it's not just Mahabharata told from the perspective of Draupadi. You would find a lot of women issues, and you might relate to them, you might understand them, because I know you are a chemistry graduate, but you also have a lot of interest in other things, and you also want to, you know about other things. So it's a good book. You know, there are a lot of good concepts in this book. You'll get to read about mythology. You'll get to read about mythology from a women's perspective. So it's a feminist kind of a book. And there's what do I say? I love the way Divakaruni, the author of this book, has actually, you know, broken down the psychology of Draupadi. And trust me, it might be difficult for you to maybe initially go through the book because of the vocabulary and all, because you're new to reading. But still, for one book you can do that. You know, maybe refer to Google over and over, and try to maybe read a sentence more than once. But for sure, if you want to improve your English, you would have to do that. If you want to you know, expose yourself to different ideas, you'd have to do that. So a lot of good things in this book. First, mythology. You don't have to believe in it. You can read it as a fictional tale. I'm not saying read mythology as history, not at all. Second thing is, of course, it's feminist, as I mentioned. And the third, which is most important, is the psychological breakdown. I mean, the way Draupadi's actions have been justified, and not just justified, where she was wrong, we can totally call out on her, we can totally call her out, I mean, the thing that Draupadi does here is not right. But the point is, Mahabharata, the way normally we have heard these, I mean, women's perspective is not at all there. In this book, I mean, this book is really good. I'm not reading another book by this author because, I just don't want to get disappointed by that book and then feel ki, oh, maybe Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni is not that good an author, because I just don't want to feel, I just don't want to take that risk that this author can be a bad author, or might not be one of her works do not resonate with me. I don't want to go into that spectrum, because this book is so precious to me. I love this book so much, and I never liked Mahabharata. Ramayana was still okay to me. I never liked Mahabharata, but this book changed the scene for me entirely. So I don't know how my normal subscribers would feel about it. But yeah, so these are the 5 books that I would want you to read. Read them after your exams. I know it will take some while for you to finish your exams and all, because exams happen one after the other. And yeah, I hope you read these books and then come back to me and for discussions and all. And even if that doesn't happen, I hope you do get something out of these books. And if my other students are also watching this video, or any of my subscribers are watching this video, then you can also, and if you are also a beginner, you're also beginner readers, then you can also go for these books. And that's it for today's video. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and please comment down below if you'd I hope the idea wasn't like weird for you, like a YouTuber making a video for one of her students on a public channel. So please do comment down below how did you find this video, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.